Today we are going to start with the next topic, that is routing algorithm. Why we need this routing algorithm? Without an algorithm, we can't decide the particular packet routing. Without an algorithm, we can't decide an particular routing. What it does, routing algorithm, it is going to decide which path is better for this. It is going to decide which path is better for a better solution to reach a particular destination. That has to be decided by this routing algorithm. What is the main process of this routing algorithm? Is in order to transfer the packets from source to the destination, the network layer must determine the best route through which packet can be transmitted. Best route is nothing but what? That has to be, is screen is visible?
No, sir.
Just a minute. Now, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The main importance of routing algorithm is to decide which packet has to send for a particular destination. It is from source to the destination. That is to be decided by the network layer. In this network layer, there will be a number of algorithms we are going to decide. Number of algorithms is nothing but two types of algorithms we are using. One is adaptive, one is not adaptive. Adaptive algorithm and non-adaptive algorithms. And for deciding this routing algorithm, the network layer has to provide the two types of services. One is datagram service and second one is virtual circuit service. What is the meaning of this datagram and virtual service? We have seen in the first content of the unit. Virtual circuit is nothing but what? The dedicated connection is there. That is connection oriented. That is what? Connection. Again, not visible.
Not
Yes.
visible.
Huh?
Not visible, sir.
Please move this window. Now it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The routing algorithm is nothing but it has to decide particular network layer. In this particular network layer, it is decided the datagram service or a virtual service. What is the virtual service? Circuit service. It is a connection oriented. Virtual circuit services, connection oriented. Datagram service is nothing but connectionless oriented. Means what? The datagram is working on the internet. The datagram is working on the internet, what we are using. The virtual circuit is working on the Ethernet. The connection oriented service, that is called as a virtual circuit. The connection less oriented circuit, the connection less oriented, that is called as a datagram service. And what is the main functionality of these two services, that is datagram and virtual? The main job of network layer is to provide the best route. Whether it is we are going through the virtual circuit or we are going to the datagram service, which is the better route? It is not bother about the connectionless or connection oriented service. It is going to bother about only the route. Which route is better for me to reach a particular destination? That is going to do by the routing protocols. The some number of protocols has been assigned to the particular routing table, and this routing table is going to update the number of tables. In that particular table, the protocol is going to update the particular routes. The which packet, the packet number 1 has been sent through this routing. So that routing link, that routing node has been updated in that particular routing table. So the main functionality of routing protocols is to assign the route to the particular packet, if it is the longest or if it is a shortest. So the routing protocol is a routing algorithm, provides the best path from the source to the destination. Which is the best path? You are operating the app that is of Google Map. It is showing all the routes. It is showing all the paths, which is if it is a nearest or if it is a longest path. In where you have to reach that particular destination, everything has been mentioned, everything has been cleared, everything has been given in that particular Google Map. Similarly, this routing algorithm is going to provide almost all the packets to the particular routing maps. In which route you have to reach to the particular destination, and from where you have to move from, and where you have to reach that particular destination, that is to be calculated, that has to be done in this particular routing protocol. Okay, and this routing protocol take the help of this routing algorithm. The best route to send the packets is determined by the routing algorithm. To take this particular decision, which route I have to consider, in this we are going to classify into the two types. One is adaptive routing algorithm and second one is non-adaptive routing algorithm. The two types we are going to consider for this classification of routing. One is adaptive, second one is non-adaptive. What is the main meaning of adaptive routing algorithm? The adaptive routing algorithm is also known as dynamic. What is the meaning of dynamic? What is the meaning of static? Static is nothing but stable. Dynamic is nothing but unstable. Dynamic is nothing but unstable. You can take any route. You can take any route. The packet can take any route. That is called as a dynamic routing algorithm. The main functionality of adaptive routing algorithm is also known as dynamic routing algorithm. And this algorithm is taking the routing decisions based on the topology and network traffic. Means what? We have seen the number of topologies in unit number 1: star topology, mesh topology, bus topology, tree topology, number of topologies. Which is the main topology we are using nowadays? That is of star topology. Depending on these topologies, it is going to consider the network traffic. Network traffic is nothing but how many routes has been assigned to the particular topology. If that particular is already having the maximum number of routes, it is going to move to the another topology. That is for a tree topology. The task should be assigned to the another topology or the another topology. That so number of routes, the number of packets has been increased. So to assign the particular topology, we are going to take the alternative topology for assigning the particular packets to reach the particular destination. That is could be used in this routing decisions is going to take this by using algorithm. What are the main parameters we are going to consider for this routing algorithm? You have to count hop count, distance, and estimated transmit time. What is the meaning of this hop count? Hop count is nothing but while transmitting all the packets, whenever we are transferring the packets, in between there will be a networks. In between there will be a connectivity is there. If you are transferring the particular packet from the 500 kilometers of a distances, we can't send for one network, can't handle that much of distances. So in between they are going to install the networks to strengthen the particular signal. So what is this hop count? The one network, that packet has been reached from network 1 to network 2. The same packet has been reached from 2 to 3, 3 to 4. So how many hops it is? It is moving from 1 to 1. So you have to count that. How many hops it has to be? How many stations it has crossed? Hop is nothing but number of stations. That is what hop count. How much is the distance we are sending that particular packet? That has to be considered. At what time that packet has been reached at the particular destination from source to the destination? How much time it has been taken to reach the particular destination? All the parameters has to be considered in this adaptive routing algorithms. Adaptive, you have adapted that particular thing. So if have adapted the particular thing, we can give a freely we can live that. It can take any route. It can take any route, but it have heard, if it can take any route, you have to go for a number of parameters. Number of parameters has to be used. How many stations it has crossed, that is hop count. At what distance it has to be reached, what is the time, at which time it has to be reached, that has to be, everything will be counted in this adaptive routing algorithm. And this adaptive routing algorithm has been classified into 3 types of algorithms. 3 types of algorithms are nothing but what? One is centralized algorithm, second is isolation algorithm, and third one is distributed algorithm. Centralized is nothing but what? I will give you the examples. Centralized is nothing but what? In an institute, the principal is there. In that principal meeting, some decision has been taken to implement that task. In a meeting, the principal has taken some decision. That decision has been followed to the whole institute. That is what centrally decided. Centrally decided. So each and every person knows that decision. Each and every department knows that decision. Each and every student has known that decision. So that is what centralized. Distributed algorithm is nothing but we have taken a decision in a department level. You have taken a decision in a department level and conveying to the different of students. That is what distributed. That is what distributed. That is the difference between centralized and distributed. I think you have understood this. Centralized algorithm is known as a global routing algorithm. Global routing algorithm. It is going to compute the least cost path between the source and destination by using complete and global knowledge about the network. We don't know the actual knowledge what network is going to do, which network is good, how much cost it has been taken, at what distance we can send a particular packet, how much time it has taken to reach a particular destination, is that network is good or not. Everything has been considered in the centralized algorithm. Once that algorithm has decided for a particular path, so that has to be implemented in a connectivity between the nodes and the links. Node has been connected to the link, so that has to be connected between the nodes and links as input. We are giving the input and you are following. We are giving the input and you are the follower. So information is obtained before actually performing any calculations. Before sending any of the information, we did that calculation. After calculation, we came to know that this much of hop count is required. This much of distance it can travel. This much of time it is required to complete that particular task. We have decided initially, we have decided centralized. So we are going to use a link state algorithm. We are using link state algorithm is referred to as a centralized algorithm. It is aware the cost of each link in the network. How much is the cost is required for this? That has to be considered in this link state algorithm. So centralized algorithm is also implemented in link state algorithm. Centralized algorithm is also implemented in link state algorithm. Whatever the decision has been taken, that has been taken in the centrally. So all the packets has to follow that particular task. All the packets has to follow that particular route. So once that route has been decided, in that particular route itself, that particular route has been decided. The second type is isolation algorithm. What is the meaning of isolation? What is the meaning of isolation? Whatever the local information you are getting, The isolation algorithm is nothing but it is a routing information by using local information. The local information rather than gathering information for the other nodes. Okay, that is isolation between the two nodes. The distribution algorithm. What is the distributed algorithm? What is the main meaning of distributed algorithm? That is called as a decentralized algorithm. See the difference between centralized algorithm and decentralized algorithm. What is a centralized? We have taken already the decision in the main thing in the institute level, that is centralized. Distributed, that is decentralized. We have taken decision in the department level so that we are implementing. So that is what you can take any route. If it is decided by the principal, if you have to follow this, so we are following in the same manner. In the department level, you have decided you can take any route. So that is what I'm giving the example. What is the meaning of distributed algorithm? So decentralized algorithm is nothing but in a distributed manner. Means what? In a distributed manner is nothing but what you are writing up at the time of initial stage. The HOD is going to distribute a particular load to the individual faculties. This faculty is going to handle this subject. So that subject is going to handle by that particular faculty. What is that is already distributed, and that faculty is going to handle that particular subject, and he has to take all the strategy criteria. That is what, which criteria is this? So he has to take conduct ISC 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you have to check it, and you have to give the particular marks to submit the particular pass to particular student. So that is what distributed. In the decentralized algorithm, no node has a knowledge about the cost of all the network links. Initial stage, the particular node or link don't have any information, any knowledge at the beginning. Once the particular node has came to know that I have to do this work, I have to do this task, that has to be in the calculation process. That has to be in a least cost path to reach a destination. And in this process, distributed algorithm process, we are going to use a distance vector algorithm. We are going to use a distance vector algorithm instead of link state algorithm. Instead of link state algorithm, we are going to use a distance vector algorithm for decentralized algorithm. It never knows the complete path from source to the destination. It never knows. We don't know actual where we have to reach, but we can reach. Instead, it knows the direction. We have given you the direction, how to use this, how to reach that particular destination. So through that direction, the particular packet has been reached to the particular destination. That is what we are using. The three types of algorithms. One is centralized algorithm, second is isolation algorithm, and third one is distributed algorithm. And next type of algorithm is non-adaptive routing algorithm. What is the meaning of non-adaptive routing algorithm? It is a static routing algorithm. Non-adaptive is nothing but what? Static routing. Adaptive routing algorithm is dynamic routing. Dynamic is any route it can take, but static routing is only one route it can take. Only one route. That is the meaning of non-adaptive. Static is fixed. Dynamic is not fixed. While booting up the network, while installing the network, after installing, we require a booster, that is booting. Once we are booting up the network, all the routing information has to be stored in that particular routers. All the information has to be stored in the particular routers. So non-adaptive routing algorithms do not take the routing decisions based on the network topology or network topic. It is not going to take the routing algorithms, is not going to take the decisions. The decision has been taken by the main administrator. Administrative work has to be taken care in this network topology. The main two types of non-adaptive algorithms is, one is flooding, second one is random walks. Flooding is every incoming packet is sent to all the outgoing links except one from it has been reached. Whenever we are getting all the packets, flooding is nothing but a many number of packets has been received and those incoming packets has been given to the outgoing links except one from it has been reached. The main disadvantage of this flooding is we are getting several number of packets, copies. It is going to contain several copies of a particular packet to reach a particular destination. So that is what flooding. At any time, at an instant of time, immediately we'll get a many number of packets. So if we reach that particular many number of packets at initial stage, so we are having a static, we are using static routing algorithm. In this static routing algorithm, we are only one dedicated link, not many more of links. So it has to reach, it has to wait for a particular amount of time to reach a particular destination. That is what flooding. Random walk, alternative link is there. We can take alternative path to reach a destination, but you have to search in that particular random walks. The packet sent by a node to one of its neighbor randomly. Randomly, the packet has been moved. Randomly, packet has been sent. In that particular time, the random has been take the alternative routes. This is what the non-adaptive routing algorithm. What is the difference between adaptive and non-adaptive routing algorithm? What is the difference between adaptive and non-routing algorithm? The meaning of this is, the main is a definition. Adaptive routing algorithm is an algorithm that constructs the routing table based on the network condition. It is going to use the routing algorithm based on the network condition. But non-adaptive algorithm constructs the static table to determine which node to send the packet. Static is fixed. Static is fixed. It is dynamic. Adaptive is dynamic. Non-adaptive is static. So that you have to fix that particular packet. That packet has been sent to the particular link itself, that particular node itself, that has to be updated in table. Adaptive routing algorithm is, you have to construct it. Once the constructed table has been there, depending on the network condition. What is the usage of this? Used by dynamic routing. It is used by static routing. Which decision? Who is going to decision? This routing decisions are made based on the topology and network traffic. Routing decisions are made based on the topology and network topic, and routing decisions are made on the static. It is depending on the topology. We can have 7 topology. We have to have 7 topology. We can implement all those topology in this to implement this. So here are options. So here there is no option for this. Only one topology we can use. So in that topology itself, there will be a traffic will become more. So categorize the types of adaptive routing algorithm are centralized, isolation, and distributed algorithm. Centrally, we are going to take the particular destination. You have to distribute it. But in this, we are going to use all the types of flooding and random walks. These are the two types. These are the types are centralized algorithm, isolation algorithm, and distributed algorithms. In this, the main two types are flooding and random walks. And last type of this is complexity. It is more complex. It is simple. Why? Because it's static. Dedicated connection is there. So it is simple. If there is no dedicated connection, so any packet may lose in between. It may reach in time or out of time. So that has to be considered over in difference between the adaptive and non-adaptive routing algorithms. Okay. This is what the concept of adaptive and non-adaptive routing algorithms. Okay. We'll stop here and we'll continue with the next topic by tomorrow.